Kia ora, Sally Ann, Diva and Michael on the sofa today. Diva, are you going to be a good girl? Michael, are you going to be a good boy?
Yeah, well, hey.
We'll see. We'll see. Lie down. Lie down.
Yeah,
You can't
I'm getting
see if you're
distracted
naughty.
by the patting.
Oh, yeah, she'll take all of your passion.
She will.
She really
Yeah,
will.
that's okay.
You can only be here if you're good. It's live, okay? So she's like, I'll be a good girl. All right.
I used to breed dogs, so I know what they're like.
Yes.
My last dogs was a Samoyed.
Look, we're boring her already. Now, Michael, why are you standing for council?
Why? I just feel that it's time for me to make a little difference.
Okay.
I just see a little bit of negativity, and it's probably out there a little bit now. There's a little bit of blah, 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 and it's simple, really.
Yeah,
we're
blah, 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 lip service.
Look, we're here. Why is it we're a city?
Mm-hmm.
It's full of citizens. It's quite simple, actually. We're here to look after the citizens of this city.
Yes, not the developers.
There's so much going on at the moment. There's so many issues at the moment, and it's like sometimes it's just doing my head in.
Well, I didn't think I was particularly political. I mean, I always vote because it's a good thing to do, but I've never paid so much attention to an election. It's fascinating.
But I sort of don't see it as political. You know, I see, look, leave the policies, the political stuff to the country.
Yes.
This is Lower Hutt.
Well, it's government. It's local government.
Local.
Yes.
We are here. Our job is to look after the infrastructure, the well-being,
Yes.
the communities, and by gosh, we've got so many communities in Lower Hutt.
Yes.
So many. Now we talk
And
about
they're diverse and they're strong and they're beautiful and they're vibrant and they all need to be heard.
Yes, and then on top of that community, we've got the Wainui community. We've got the Mawera community. This community is a big word, so you've got to break it down. There's so much going on, and I just think that some of these little communities haven't been heard.
Yeah. And what I love about, I really enjoy looking at words and just hearing you say community so many times. It's like, surely that's short for common unity. Because what I've loved about,
clever.
Well, who knows? I don't know. I'm just making that up on the spot. Like, hey, we're live, everybody. But the common unity that's bringing Wainuiomata together is our awa.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter who you vote for. What does matter is our awa is important to this community. So we have common unity.
Yeah.
And that common unity brings us together, it gives us a voice, and it also makes us strong.
When I first started the journey of heading towards and wanting to be on council, as a different than what it is now.
Isn't that interesting?
Very much.
Why has it changed?
It's changed because I've taken on board. I've listened.
Yeah.
And I've listened to communities, and one powerful one. I've had two of recent. One was the Pacifica community. You know, they're just feeling not heard. They've been here for 50-something years, if not more, and that's just one community. So the elders of that community just feeling a little bit not heard. Now we've got they've come here for a reason. We need to know really the bond of it, and they're very bond. I mean, I'm a Kiwi boy, you know. I'm born in Nainai. I knew the Nainai community. The Nainai community is a little different now.
It is. And we need to roll with the times.
And they're feeling the pinch.
Yeah.
All right? So I don't think we're fast enough or preempting our communities.
Agree.
All right? So you've got to, it's like a forum here and a forum here and a forum here. We've got to get the councillors before, not going out to the community and finding out they want.
Afterwards, after the decisions
It's
have been
too
made.
late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah.
We've got to sit down with these communities, and I say this communities are people communities, they are physical communities, and ethnic, disabled community. What is their needs? You know, we're talking. So we have to go and look at each little community, do a study on each, why, what, where, keep it simple, and then hear them, then develop something for them, and then take it back and say, this is what will come out of what you said.
Beautiful.
Then you don't have to consult so often, too much. We're spending too much money all over the place.
Retrospectively, yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at the Nino Pool. That's the hot subject. That's a community thing for there. I just think at the moment they're probably looking, and the councillors, current or who it may be, the officers, they're looking at gold plated. Gold plated takes years of money. Why don't we just simplify it a bit? Give them something now, and then we can build on it. Done that in my business. Started with no money, opened up, that's what you got, work with it, then add a little bit more, and you'll get the final thing. It's like...
so work towards the gold-plated version. But
yeah.
I understand.
But you've got to make provisions for that.
Yeah.
All right?
A little bit like learning to dance. You can't do the flips in the beginning. You have to learn the basic steps.
Why did you go down dancing?
You know why? Because I'm going to ask you if you have a dance move that you whip out at parties. Do you have a favourite dance move?
I do.
What is it?
So, I don't know what they call it, but it's a cross between a fling and a thing. But I cross my legs and jump all backwards and forwards. I'm a rock and roller.
You are a rock and roller.
I dance. I enjoy dance. I've been known through the rock and roll circles as rubber legs. Whoops!
Okay.
What did I say?
I love it. Rubber legs. I
Live.
love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can't cut that, can we?
No.
Because I jump around,
Awesome.
let loose.
Yeah.
So
nice.
that's my dance move, whatever
Good.
it is.
And it brings you joy. And
Yeah,
I
I
can
do.
tell.
I do. Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
love it.
Now, you've already talked about what the number one issue is, and you see that as the Nino Pool, which is great. So moving on, are you aware of SDGs, and what would you do to commit to them if you're elected to council?
Look, do you know? I said that just before that I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And I'm learning now about all these things. The SDG, the this. There's so many shortened version names and all this sort of stuff. There's consenting, there's this and this and this. And I've got an opinion on all sorts of things, but it's very hard to, at this point in time, have a lot of opinions on every item and everything that's going on. Because when I started, my main goal was to try and change the picture of Lower Hutt.
Yes.
The impression and perception of Lower Hutt. They talk about rejuvenation and they want to spend all the money on, I know I'm avoiding the SDG,
No.
but they're talking about all spending all the money on turning the city around to face the river and things like that. Let's get the cupcake going properly. What's a cupcake? The cupcake is the cake at the bottom. It's the core. You can't have the icing on top if you don't have a cupcake.
Aha.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And I apply that, and I'm applying that to everything. Get the core of everything right first. People are moaning about footpaths here. My mother-in-law fell over, and she was never the same. Coming to the original buzz around Queensgate, she fell over on a crooked footpath. So, you know, is that footpath fixed now? I don't know. I probably haven't gone around there. You can't do everything in your life, and you can't go everywhere and look at everywhere. But over the last, since I made the decision, I've been all over the place. I've seen all sorts. I've heard all sorts, and I've heard things, and that I never took notice of.
Yes.
So to give an opinion on STD, I can't at this stage.
Yeah.
I've got to learn about that.
What's exciting about what you did respond with, which is getting the cupcake right before we ice it, is the SDGs have been set by the United Nations in their Sustainable Development Goals.
Yeah.
And Sustainable Development Goals, if those are at the heart of everything you do, you've disappeared, if those are at the heart of what you do, then that is your cupcake. Like, that's the flour and the eggs that are going into the recipe.
That's exactly right.
So I think if you go, again, homework for you, sometimes I'm assigning homework, people, just bear with me. Homework for you is go and look those puppies up, learn about them, absorb them, and then if you get elected, if that's what, you know, the outcome is the people want, then put them at the heart of everything.
That is exactly, and that's what I've been doing. So, you know, time's limited at the moment. You're out there, you're campaigning, you're trying to get your name out there, you're trying to get what you feel and what you're all about. At the end of the day, I'm very, very conscious of what's going on in the world. Very conscious. And I've been made a lot more conscious by some young people as well.
Go and sit down. Okay, she wants to
back up again. So comfortably. So I'm very conscious of what people are seeing. You know, climate change and stuff. That is definitely a problem, and we have to address it.
So what will you specifically commit to do to combat climate change?
So we've got to look after our own backyard because that's all we can look after. We can't look after the world.
No, agree.
Right? So we have to look after the backyard.
Yes.
So our backyard is Lower Hutt.
Uh-huh.
So within Lower Hutt, we need to be making sure that, first off, the council have got everything in place to make sure they're doing everything to contribute to that.
Yes.
Right? And it's a ladder. If you're contributing, bingo, then you've got to go a little further. The person under you's got to contribute. I have a thing about ladders, social housing, all the housing. It's a ladder system.
Yeah.
Everything like that. So if everyone's doing that, it's a trickle, and people will follow if you're climbing the ladder and leading it. So you've got to lead that.
But also you want to get on the right ladder. You want to get on the ladder that's going where you want to go.
But it's got to be, yes, it's got to be the right ladder.
Yeah.
The result is the end.
Yeah, and at the moment there's a lot of talk about climate change, but not a lot of action.
Look,
tying it to policies and tying it to specific measurable goals.
So I've got to be honest. Climate change was not on my radar a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that's fact.
Yeah.
And that's probably fact for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Who's made it aware? The younger set. Okay.
Agreed.
Right. So the young have done.
It's a no-brainer for them.
It's like, sometimes it's like it's all they think of. Now, and I can understand that because they've got to look for something. I've got a lot more things to think of. So that's part of it. And if you're going to do it right. Keep it simple. Make it happen. Positive. That's one of my things. Positive. And new thinking. Think new differently. Because the way we were thinking in the past of different things, of everything, is not what is needed to be thinking of now. The way we do it,
the world
the
has
way
changed.
we did it,
Yes.
right? And there was a lot of, and there still is, by some of the oldest people, no disrespect, but I was in that category. That's the way we did it around here.
Yes.
And that was okay, because it worked.
But it's not working.
10 years now, these things need to change.
Agree.
And it's a different way of thinking.
Yes. And that's what we need.
I've had to do it in my business.
Yeah.
Different way of thinking, because the customers don't come in the door when you just sit there and just think this way. You've got a different way of thinking.
Lovely.
Okay.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Now, who gets your vote for Bird of the Year?
Bird of the Year. Kia.
Okay. Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Very wise bird. Very cheeky bird.
Yeah.
A little bit cheeky. I'm sensing an affinity here.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Colourful,
you know,
cheeky,
colourful. Yeah, I stand up from the crowd.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to make some noise.
Yeah.
Now, what do you plan to do, or how actually is probably a better word, how do you plan to better involve residents in the decision-making processes at council?
Okay, so I go back to the community point.
Yeah.
So residents all belong in a different way. So when we talk community, so if we're talking Wainui community, so we need to gather them together, have a little chit-chats.
Ahui, yep.
Yep, just get it all out. What's the problem? Those problems could be something to do with health within the community. Those problems could be to do with, we've got a footpath here that's been like that for 2 years. You know, so we get it all together, put it together, and then enlist the people within it, as in that are responsible for fixing these things. One of my campaign things in here, just to the little things.
Yeah.
All right. One of the campaign is in here. Make council suppliers and contracted services more accountable for a better outcome. Oi.
Diva wants that. She loves it. Can she have it? I think she deserves it. It was
You
really
get-
funny. More accountable. Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah. That's simple.
She really.
Yes, you really. Yeah, well, you can have it a little bit. I don't mind. I've got a couple more.
Yeah. Hey,
I just might need to read it
I was
again.
I might need to read that later. No, it's gone.
It's
Michael.
gone.
It
That's
says
okay.
there. Yeah.
My Samuel used to eat our socks.
Yeah, of course. And I just want to say, when your Doberman wants something, just don't argue with it. You're being quite noisy, though. Okay, this is beautiful. We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
karaoke song. Oh my gosh, no, I'm not. My feet move. This does not sing.
I love this though because I love a man who knows his limits.
Yes.
He knows his strengths.
Yes, my
So
strengths
your
are my feet.
Yes.
They can dance and jump around and have a good time, but this cannot.
So you'd be handing the mic to someone else.
I did give The Wonder of You by Elvis a go.
Okay.
I practiced it for weeks and weeks and weeks for my wedding, and I forgot the words on the night. So that's my go-to song, but it still didn't work.
Never mind. Hey, DB, you have been an absolute
Oh,
delight
great,
on the sofa.
great.
Michael, this has been so nice. It's been lovely to catch up with you.
Yeah,
Thank
love
you.
it, love it.
Good to see you here, and
Yeah.
best of luck for the election.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please visit our Give a Little page for Protect Wainui-o-Mata River.
Oh,
we would
yeah.
love your donations, and keep watching. Thanks for stopping by. Ka kite.
Cool.